In the previous episode, we learned that sponsorship is the ultimate key for big companies to reach customers through events or celebrities. Of course, in order to meet this requirement, the company must spend a considerable amount of money, and the level is much larger than advertising or PR makes the mid-sized company downwards. They hardly have a chance to do it again. Therefore, in this video, we will learn how this action is performed. Sponsorship is seen as a marketing tool and is much more effective in many ways than establishing brand awareness through advertising. However, using it to benefit the most is a big challenge for the marketing managers. It's about how to build a sponsorship campaign at the right audience at the right time, using cost, rational, and most importantly, within the corporate branding strategy. Sponsorship have been international sports, Olympics, up to major concerts, and it also participates in district competitions, and there seems to be no limits to sponsorship. The truth is, the way branding through sponsorship has grown tremendously in marketing in the last decade. According to Marketing News, sponsorship is one of the most expensive tools with more than $20 billion in 2000 compared to $4.3 billion in 1990s. It was legally as a marketing activity, but it seems to be still used by business blindly and without any clear management plans. So it is diverse and complex because it covers a wide range of regular and irregular activities. Typically, it will be simply understood to pay a fee if to have the company name and logo displayed on stadiums and or any event venues. But it is also very complicated because it must include the advertising plan and accompanying media activities, the organization of special events, customer relations, direct marketing, and the support of the characters must be popular. Another challenge of sponsorship is the lobbying relationship to turn those activities into regular corporate activities. This is a very difficult decision regarding a long brand strategy, term and throughout. The main role of the lobby is to enhance the position and reputation of the company. That is, many companies invest huge amount of money in it. Sponsorship strongly influence brand image and in which complexity also requires measurement and evaluation measures. Conducting sponsorship activities must be successful, and it is implementation of a financing campaign requires three factors must always be understood, followed by: first, why choose sponsors? Second, ability to evaluate sponsorship opportunities, and third, budget for funding. Where is it? So firstly, why choose sponsorship? It has a very different characteristic when compared to other media activities, and therefore it also brings special values to the brand. Here are a few cases. Sponsorship directed to the right target audience. Take an example. I'm a huge fan of Manchester United. I know many of the well-known players of this team sponsored by Adidas and Nike, which has all their shirts and boots on the field in all English Premier Leagues. Not only cheerleaders come directly to the yard, but also through TV screens or laptops. Anyone who sees it must have good quality of these products. So the two companies were have a huge fans from their team, which had the largest number of people in the world to the shop to buy those products. Sponsorship is an effective way to establish a link between existing brand value and other major brands, as the Champions League is a symbol of all European football and masculinity. Heineken beer has built their image as a representative for the all European through sponsorship of this tournament system. Sponsorship is highly interactive through creating and building relationship with the customers experience, like through sponsoring the media activities of the Professional Golfers Association PGA. Sprint has built its hospitality image through the free display and use of its products and a friendly service environment. Sponsorship can have the company go beyond the scope of permission. As a sponsor partner of the Olympic Games, Coca-Cola has more than 50 million shareholders worldwide, including organizations of 160 countries around the world. Possibility to evaluate the funding opportunities. When evaluating the benefits of sponsorship, it is very important how to estimate it based on strategic and tactical awareness. The following factors will show an overview of the steps of a review process. The strategic goal. Is the opportunity suitable for the type and business purpose of the brand, and also is direct to the right target audience? For example, if your goal is to find new customers, sponsorship will be less effective because it's highly accessible to existing customers. At the same time, whether that sponsorship, that opportunity will make you any difference, and if your competitors also participating, is that opportunity the only option is for you or it's not? Characteristics of funding. What are the rights and benefits of funding its activity, and whether we are able to exploit it or not? What opportunities are there for us? For example, through sponsorship, you have the right to place your logo and use the product for the duration of the sponsorship, and you also allow to take advantage of the accompanying benefits such as having your name, your logos on the tables, banners on the event, and repeatedly mentioned in the media. And whether you can develop a good relationship with the event organizers so that they can participate in their activities and take advantage from it. And sometimes if you have to pay for rights and benefits that don't serve you, are you willing to do that? Funding organization. How do you take advantage for your characteristic to fully implement and build a strong funding organization that supports successful funding activities for you? Do you anticipate the risk factors that sponsor organizations may face, and what are the potential of your brand? For example, when sponsoring a football tournament, if the chaos of unreasonable supporters is unforeseen, your brand image will be devalued by the negative effects. Internal structure. Do you have the necessary internal resource within your organization to have successfully conduct funding? Will the resource of you have available, such as budget, manpower, and time, allow you to conduct sponsorship? The sponsorship program is well managed when anticipating complex issues and quantifying your activities. And lastly, your sponsorship budget. One factor to determine the budget of sponsorship is to consider what percentage of your competitors use the sponsorship and the benefits they receive. According to IEG and A&P 2000 source, in the consumer goods sector, Nike, Coca-Cola, and Pepsi are the three heading business giants in the use of sponsorship to build brands, corresponding 1.3%, 0.75%, and 0.5% of its sales for global sponsorship. The funding budget is used into two main parts: for financing the purchase, and the remainder is set for the exercise that right. Some funding activities also had an additional budget to ensure that funding is granted, excluding grant execution. When you have to consider the funding for sponsorship, you need to determine both the above. Funding fees can sometimes be equal or to higher than sponsorship purchase. to become an official sponsor in the 2002 World Cup. The cost of sponsorship will range from 20 to 28 million dollars. Adidas, the official sponsor, has spent 88 million US dollars to promote themselves through that sponsorship. The analysis and evaluation of the source of funding will depend on extent and relationship with that event, on competitors' activeness, or on the potential benefits gained through sponsorship. So, in conclusion, making the best use of sponsorships, branding capabilities, as well as the potential sponsorships will have the companies harness and make the most of its benefits. They need to consider and prepare the strategy very carefully. It must include a strong structure and an appropriate sponsorship strategy that have them to link their business and brand goals to sponsorship, and ensure that their decisions are based on strategies and goals. At the same time, they can also measure and evaluate its effectiveness to collect data as well. So that's how sponsorships works.